welcome to the Midweek Cooking Show. My name's Tracy.
And I'm Bryony. Today we are going to make a raw cashew, I was just double checking what it is, cashew capsicum dip with oat biscuits.
Yes, so it's a great lunchtime
And this
idea.
recipe is courtesy of Kristen Parvez, who used to work with us here, and we loved the dip so much we thought, oh, can we do it?
And she was very kind and let us share.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
Thank
Hi,
you,
Kristen.
Kristen.
Thanks.
All right, so I'm going to start off with the oatmeal biscuits. This is one of my recipes I've had for years and years and years. So I want to show you how to make your own oatmeal biscuits. So I have some oats in my food processor, and I'm just going to process them to make oatmeal. Oats into meal. And then I've got a little bit of raw sugar. I was going to say raw caster sugar, but we're thinking that we can't actually get raw caster sugar. So I've got raw sugar and salt in there. I'm going to give that a little bit of a whiz round because that sugar's really quite big. Excuse the band-aid, everyone. We are just only eating this ourselves, so we're all okay with that.
Yeah,
in
last
here.
week I had the band-aids. Now
That's
it's this
right.
week.
That's right. It's because
See,
Bri sharpened all the knives.
I sharpened all the
kitchen.
knives and then Tracy
In
cut
goes
herself.
some wholemeal flour, in goes some plain flour and some baking powder because we just want to give that a little bit of a lift. We'll whiz that or just quickly pulse it.
And we were just having a chat about baking powder. You can get some baking powder that doesn't have all the extra stuff. Numbers.
What did they call it? Synthetic.
Synthetic.
An
that's
edible
right.
synthetic
Phosphorus.
addition.
Yeah.
Do we really want that?
I don't know.
So in goes my unsalted butter because I've got a teaspoon of salt in there. So I put the lovely Murray River salt flakes in there. So I know that we've got good salt for us in there. And I don't want that to go too far into a dough because otherwise I won't be able to actually, it'll just be too crumbly because I do need to add some milk. So in goes some milk.
If
and I'm
you're
going to
watching
pulse
us
it.
live, don't forget to ask us any questions, comments, say hi. We like to know
Absolutely,
that
or
there's
share
somebody
with
there.
your friends.
Share with your friends.
Like if you want them to make you this, share and
That's
say
right.
popping round in an hour and a half or something.
Yeah,
Give them a little bit of time
for
for
biscuit and
like
dip and biscuit,
a little snacky lunch. All
or
right.
to go with bevies. Make you feel healthy. Just pop it under.
I'll pop it under there. and then we can
Feel
get it.
healthy whilst you're having a glass of white wine, although or red wine. Amanda last week said in the kitchen conversation that some red wine was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And then something else I read. It's only like a couple of times a month though, which is unfortunate.
Is that what she said?
No, that was something else I saw on the TV.
Oh, yeah, but you don't believe everything.
Oh, I
you
don't
see
believe what's on the TV,
No.
so.
Okay. All right, so I did have my flour here as well. So here we are. I haven't overworked this because we want the dough to be fairly... I shouldn't have done that really. We want the dough to be fairly crumbly because oatmeal biscuits are a bit crumbly, aren't they? So I'm just going to knead that slightly just so that it comes together in a dough that I'll be able to roll out, because if I don't knead it slightly, then I'm going to be in trouble and it will just fall apart. So Bri is meanwhile back at the ranch. I didn't even get myself a knife, so I'll just cut it like that.
Oh, there you go. Genius. I am just preparing.
Sorry, did I hear that correctly?
Sorry?
Genius.
Ingenious.
Oh, I thought she called
she
me
got-
genius.
Yeah, that's right. It's on. It's on film.
I got
Oh
really
my god.
excited. I was like, "What? Really? Really?"
I've just chopped up some capsicum,
Genius.
some chili. Oh god, never gonna live that one down. And crushed some garlic, because my job's fairly easy today.
It is. So I'm going to be showing you rolling out these lovely oatmeal biscuits. I love oatmeal biscuits. They're just my favourite. And I know that from like all the little sort of snacky biscuits that are out there, so many of them have got horrible things in, haven't they? So, you know, my body is a temple, as is yours. And I just really want to make sure that I put the best into it I can. So trying to keep that as sort of as square as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to carry on with this.
Yeah.
Would you be an absolute darling angel and get me a knife? Would
Sure.
you? Could you? In a box with a fox. Thank you.
Watch out for the shark.
So I'm going to just trim off the edge because I can roll this out once more, but not very much more. Cameraman's giving me a sign signal.
You're too far over.
He was like that.
Oh, you can
He went
get.
like
Do
that
you want
to
to
me.
come under the camera now? So
Oh,
that
right under the camera.
I've got rid of my chopping board, so you can
Right,
actually.
let me just get another bit of equipment out. I'm very
Pastry
conscious
scraper.
of this Band-Aid now. Okay, is that better?
And
That's lovely.
I've got a really good lesson. Chop chilies, wash hands.
Yeah, cold water. Right, actually, I don't know whether chilies do that.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
before you go and
do anything else.
yeah.
I don't know
Good
why I always
habit
do
to
it from
get
the
into.
left to the right. Well, I really need to go right to left because I am right-handed. So if you start from the right, if you're right-handed, using a ruler, you can actually make your biscuits quite even just using the width of the ruler like
Yeah,
this.
those little metal rulers are so handy.
They are, aren't they? Smacking people when
Easy-
they're naughty
easy
in
clean
class.
and
So, and being such a perfectionist as I am, I'm not going to use that bit. Like that.
what? Because it was the wrong,
Yes.
different
Yes.
size. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And then we're going to just cut that off, and then I'm going to go about 5 centimeters. You can do whatever length biscuits you want, but if you've got a thicker ruler than me, fantastic. But if you're really like, oh, what's 5 centimeters, then you just sit your ruler there like that, and then you do this left-handed,
Very tricky.
just to keep you on your toes. See how that's like, nice, nice. Like that. That one and that one is acceptable, and that one, I think. And then we have our pre-ordained tray here, and on they go like this, very neatly. I'll do that in a second. I'll just get them all off. So this makes I think it makes about 50 biscuits at least, this one. So it's quite, if you wanted to make them bigger, obviously, if you wanted to make them twice as big, get this, they'd make 25.
And they freeze.
Genius.
Freeze really
They
easily,
freeze
don't they?
really well. They will slightly puff up because of the baking powder. So you want to give them just a little bit of space, not only for the puffing up, but to allow all the air to circulate around them. So it's a very important thing, I think, to think of when you put anything in the oven, isn't it, Bri?
Yes, not overcrowding trays and so on. And get
Correct.
brown all the way
So
around.
just steam. So I'm going to pop them there, and I'm going to do the other half while you do your...
Okay, but I need that processor
yeah,
back up.
I get it. I'm
please.
just getting it, Bri.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so what I have done
And
here...
I'll just work quietly here.
Yeah, don't say a word. You said that the other week. You weren't going to say anything, and then you... Was that last week? I think it was. So what I've got in here is the capsicum, chili, sun-dried tomatoes, basil. I just tore up the leaves. It said you could shred them or whatever, but they're so little
They're so
delicate.
beautiful, aren't they?
were-
I know, it's almost a shame.
And raw cashews. All right, so uncooked cashews.
Smells
Yeah.
incredible already.
And we're going to add to that a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Oh, I must do this first because it's got the mother in it. Shake it up. And it's also got the top on it.
well, that's quite good for when you're shaking it,
it.
having the top on it.
Yeah, it's handy. And so that's the Bragg's apple cider vinegar. Tablespoon of
So it's got all the goodness in
cobram,
not
olive oil.
cooked,
That's right.
raw,
We've
so
put
it's
the
loads of goodness.
Murray River pink salt. All my favourite brands of things there. Oh, there's a piece of capsicum on the side. And then we're just going to pulse it. So this is in replace of... So the only chopping I did...
Sorry,
What
I
are you
got a
laughing?
visual. I got a visual of you pulsing it like a dance, like that. Bri's going to pulse it.
You know those chunky dips that you get from the supermarket? So
No.
this is
No.
You don't know because
No.
you don't buy it. Because this takes seconds. So just pulsing it up to get the consistency that you like. What is great with this
Oh, God, I
one
love this.
is, so, once you've got this different ideas, like the Parmesan dip, that was always a bit of a favourite. Parmesan, cashew, something.
The pea one that Kristen used to do.
No, not talking
No.
about hers. I'm still
No,
talking
not
about the
that one.
supermarket ones that you don't know about.
Oh,
but,
yeah, yes.
But for
No, I
those that
think-
like that sort of dip, this...
I think they were Wattle Valley because I used to buy them when I was
Wattle
young
Valley,
and
that's-
reckless.
I don't
used
think
to
they had
buy
them round
from
when
the
you were young.
supermarket. No, I'm only talking a few years ago.
Right.
Not that old
And
now.
this dip is also can be used with, I think, did we serve this with zoodles when we did it with the class with
Yes,
Kristen?
absolutely, as a main meal.
Yeah, so zoodles or side dish or
Does everyone know what zoodles is?
Zucchini
Zoodles are-
noodles, for those that don't know. What have you lost? This?
Thank you.
And so we need, you can put it on a pizza base. Anything that you would use a pesto for.
Yeah. I really like it with the zoodles, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how more
And
chunky.
I think in
that's
class
pretty
we
good as
didn't
it is.
cook them, but I just like just running some hot water over the zoodles once you've zoodled them.
Yeah.
Just running hot water over them and just softening them up just a touch.
Mm-hmm.
In like running hot water over them in a colander to
Yep.
just soften them up.
Yep.
Absolutely delicious. Right.
Excellent.
Now I'm going to leave these little bits until
Right.
Ron.
And then what are you going to do with that?
And then
You're
I'll
gonna
just roll this out.
roll them out.
But just for the, they don't want to watch me rolling out little bits. But you can see that it'll come together quite nicely
Yeah.
for a second roll. But don't go any further because they'll start to become tough.
Yeah, so just like when you're working with pastry.
Correct.
Biscuits.
Correct,
Pastry.
Amanda.
Excellent. Where's my bowl for my dip? Would you mind
It is over here.
passing it? Thanks.
All right. And I'm going to pop these in the oven. But the magic of the Matters of Taste kitchen means that some
Here's
I
some
have cooked.
prepared earlier.
Because we knew that it was going to take this amount of time. But
That's
into
right.
the oven, they take about 15, 18 minutes in a 180 degree oven. So by the time you've finished watching this, rush down to the deli to get whatever you, or wherever to get what, oh, look at that.
Yeah, so it's still quite chunky.
To get what you need to make this recipe, ours will be ready in the oven. But these are fab. I would definitely make a double batch of these. If you
Of
don't want to make,
biscuits, yeah.
of the biscuits. If you don't want to make double batch, then you don't have to, just because I said. but
Then that's your choice.
I've had
Let
some
me wipe this
biscuits
down.
in a canister, so this is how I'll keep mine in the pantry for a week or so. Or you could put them in the freezer. They freeze beautifully.
Excellent.
So out they go, tumbling,
Tumbling.
just like real oatmeal biscuits onto
we
the
go.
thing.
And you wanted that on that
Yeah,
side?
I really hope that we've got a fabulous knife. I want to taste
Ta-da.
this. Phew.
Oh, it's got magnets.
Yeah. Luckily,
Timer.
we've got two each.
And the other thing I was thinking of for this dip was for like a bruschetta type thing,
Yeah.
like on the toast.
Yep.
and
Yep.
with your grilled veggies on top.
Absolutely,
or something like that,
absolutely
tomatoes.
delicious. Absolutely delicious. Or even if you wanted to go full veggie and no carbohydrates with the biscuits, then you could definitely get some cucumber.
Crudités.
I reckon cucumber circles, don't you?
Yeah,
Rather
I
than
do.
a stick of carrot because it'll all
Excellent.
fall off.
All right, we've got a question or comment. Let me just find out what that is.
Natalie, how long do they keep for?
Natalie,
Which
hi
ones,
Natalie.
Natalie? The
I presume
biscuits?
you're talking how long do they keep being the biscuits?
Do you want that? Because shall I answer the question
Okay.
being my biscuit recipe? You can have that. How unselfish was that, really? So the
me.
biscuits in the freezer will keep for a couple of months. In the pantry, they'll probably keep for a good week in the pantry, as long as it's not too hot, Nat. So think about what's in there. The only thing that can really sort of go off in there would be the butter going rancid.
milk.
So butter and milk. So we do have dairy in there, but it's cooked and they're dry. Is that nice?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, good. Is that nice?
I need some more on the other half of my biscuit.
Don't call me a moron.
Go from genius to moron.
In a split second.
Yeah.
So enjoy the oatmeal biscuits. You can cut them round as well, because then they might even taste a bit more oatmealish. Yes, another question.
Really?
Kristen has said aluminium-free baking powder is great.
Kristen has said
Absolutely.
the aluminium-free baking powder is great.
We were
Absolutely.
we were just talking about that earlier on. So definitely, you don't really want to be eating aluminium, do you? So
Yeah.
check on your baking powder that it is.
Yeah,
that
no
it
numbers.
hasn't
So
got
I think
aluminium
it's
in
what's
it.
it called? Red Bob's Mill. Is that it? Or Bob's Red Mill?
Not really quite
Combo
sure,
of that.
but
Those
yeah.
words is the there's a brand. That's the brand.
And maybe looking perhaps better supermarkets like IGA's perhaps, or independents
Absolutely,
like the Good
so,
Grocer,
yeah.
or Fresh Provisions, or places like that,
That's
and they'll
right.
probably have the aluminium free
And you've got everything all very natural.
Yeah, we got lots of wholemeal flour
in
there.
case Nat was saying how long would it last if it was the dip, then it's as fresh as the ingredients are. That's
and also that the way that this dip is made with a little bit of vinegar in it, it's got that lovely sourness to it as well. So you've got the sweetness of the tomatoes and the capsicums, and you've got the sourness of the vinegar in there. And over a while, that vinegar will sort of lose its sourness and go a bit like that, rather than being all like that. So this will keep in the fridge definitely for
a couple of days.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
It's also like
probably.
the basil, though. Like, start.
Oh no, the basil should be all right in that. I would say probably about 4 or 5 days for that. Kristen may say that I'm totally wrong, which is fine, Kristen. If you do that, I'm totally used to people telling me that I'm wrong. So that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So very, very delicious. Thank you everyone for watching. Next week,
Thanks, Kristen.
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. Mwah, like that. Next week we are going to have
chicken Kiev.
Yeah, chicken Kiev. We're a bit excited. Haven't had chicken Kiev for
with mash,
probably years.
Mash
actually.
and asparagus
and fresh.
That sounds like
new season
the
asparagus
best meal to me.
Yeah, very, very gorgeous. So we'll show you how to do that without a deep fryer next week as well. So tune in next Tuesday at 12:30 for the next midweek cooking show from us at Matters of Taste. Goodbye and enjoy making or uncooking the raw capsicum pesto and the cooked oatmeal biscuits. I better go and check these, see how they're going. I haven't even put the timer on, living on the edge again. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.